So today's video is very dramatic. This tutorial is over the top, on the eyes, on the lips. I thought, why the hell not? Why not just go all out? So I decided to do a really dark, deep, bold lip because one, I never do lips like this. Two, it's a fall trend for this year, as it is pretty much every year. I don't know why they say, oh, 2015 fall, it's a dark lip. Well, hello, what happened to last year and the year before that? So it's a trend every year. We all decide to go deeper with the lip, deeper with the blush, and the eyes, just smokier and more intense. So I decided to do a look incorporating this lip. So everything was kind of centered around this entire lip, except for the eyes. They were just a little bit just a little darker than I was expecting or what I had envisioned, because I didn't practice this look beforehand. But anyways, I'm rolling with it because I really do like it. I'm using the Paula's Choice Nude Matte Palette. This is what it looks like. I have it upside down so I don't blind you with the mirror, but these are all matte except for one. This sort of light pinky beige is a shimmer. Everything else is matte. I talked about this in my last beauty favorites video. I talked about how I really enjoyed the quality, the pigmentation, and it still is how I feel about it. So this is going to be the first tutorial that you see me using this palette. I will be using it in future videos as well. So I will link down my videos talking about the Paula's Choice skincare and the review of their site, because I have all of that available as well. This eyeshadow palette was done in collaboration with Wayne Goss from Goss Makeup here on YouTube. So if you're familiar with him, then this is something that you might want to look into if you are one of his supporters. I think he's really great at makeup and I enjoy his videos, and I think that they did a wonderful job on this palette. I think you get every sort of neutral matte that you could need for any look, from very basic everyday to kind of warm tones to deeper and smoky rich colors that you would probably wear around this time of year. It does come with a brush. It's a kind of like a paddle style brush. It's very densely packed, the bristles. I use it in today's video to pack on the lid color. This is more of just like a packing brush or placing under the eye. I do, like I said, have to use other brushes, but the quality of the brush is pretty good. And so I really enjoy this palette. I still do. I've been using it quite a bit lately, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see how to do it, then keep watching. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to do is take this light ivory and then a lighter shade that's a little bit yellowy, and I'm using that with a Sigma E25, and I'm going to start applying that all over the lid. I want to create an even base and just kind of cover up any sort of like veining. You can use some concealer if you wanted to and just set it with some powder, but I just use the shadows and it works really well because I don't have a lot of discoloration. So just apply any sort of like skin tone type of color before going in with any of the dark shades. Now I'm going to go in with a really dark gray, and these colors are all going to be matte, and I'm going to be applying that to the lid with the brush that came with the palette. It's a flat sort of concealer style brush, and what that's going to do is going to pick up a lot of the color, but it's also going to place it exactly where I want it because the brush isn't super large. And right here what I'm doing is just packing on a little bit at a time and just building up the intensity. And as you can see, I've pulled my eye slightly a little bit so that I can actually get all the way over the lid and come up to where my lid meets the crease. And you want to make sure that you apply as many layers as you need to get a really saturated color. Next, I'm taking a small brush. This is a crease brush from Morphe Brushes, and I'm going to soften out the edges before moving on to the next step. Next, I'm going to take the color Stealth. This is by Makeup Geek, and it is a matte gray, but it's a little bit lighter and a little bit on the cooler side. But what I'm going to do is use that to kind of soften out the edges and really start creating a bit of a smokier effect in the crease area. This palette from Paula's Choice doesn't have a lighter version of the gray that I use in the lid, so I had to bring in another shade. But if you wanted to, you can use a tan if you wanted to create a similar look but make it a little bit more warm, because this was a little bit on the cooler side. So just apply that as much as you want. The intensity is all by preference. And as you can see here with the motion of the brush, I am following the shape of my crease. I'm not trying to do anything super exaggerated just yet. So just mainly focus on applying a little at a time and doing short strokes with the brush just to kind of intensify it as you go. And then as you can see here, I'm applying a little bit more of the dark gray because with blending you will lose some of the intensity, so just touch up if you need.
And then to clean up on the outer corners of the eyeshadow so that I can get a more perfected shape, I'm going to use this makeup remover. This is by Equate. It's the brand from, the store brand of Walmart, sorry. And as you can see, I'm cleaning up the edges and creating that shape with the shadow, so you don't have to be precise as you are applying the shadow, because you can always clean that up and make it as if you have a more perfected shape. Then I'm going with my brush, it's clean, and I'm going to kind of clean around the edges, and then here I'm applying a little bit more of that gray just to get a little bit more of a point, like a triangular point right there with the shadows. That's completely optional. If you don't want to, you can just keep the shape to match the actual shape of your eye, but I wanted to kind of get a little bit of a cat eye going with the shadow. So just apply it, and again, blending as you go. And here I'm applying a little bit more of stealth, and I'm looking at the mirror from a distance so that I can really see the shape that I'm trying to go for. It really helps if you can kind of step away from the mirror just a bit to kind of see where you're applying the shadows, and then blend and fix your mistakes that way. Next, I'm going to take this color called Unexpected by Makeup Geek. This is a matte, light, kind of purpley plum shade, and I'm going to use that to blend out the edges of the stealth, so the lighter gray. And I'm using the same brush. I just wiped it off really well. You don't have to have a lot of tools for this either. And just go back and forth. You can add a little bit of this just to create a little bit of a kind of smoky purple effect kind of coming out from the gray. Or you can go really dark like I did, or you can do a lighter tan, whatever you want to do really. It doesn't have to be exactly this shade, but these are wonderful shadows by Makeup Geek, and they blend out very easily. Look like this will require a lot of blending, a lot of adding, blending, adding some more, and going in with more blending brushes. So next I'm taking the black color from the palette. It's also matte as well, and an angled brush, and I'm just going to start kind of stamping that color on the outer part just to kind of smoke it out on the outer V of the eye. You can do something like a sparkly black if you want, because everything is pretty matte, so you can switch it up, but I'm using an angled brush by BH Cosmetics just to kind of apply that. And because of the size of that brush, or the style, the cut of it, it actually goes along with the shape that I've created, so it doesn't really require me to go back in and sort of clean it up. And then again, more blending. As I told you, you have to blend a lot with looks like this, because if not, it can look pretty crazy and a hot mess. And then of course cleaning up underneath the eye. Now I'm going in with a liner brush. This one is from Sigma, and it's a really densely cut brush. And then I'm going to take that light gray, and basically I'm going to connect it from the outer part of that sort of cat eye shape and bring that down to the lower lash line. And I'm really going to kind of smush this into the root of the lash just to create a bit of a smokiness and really get it close so that you can't see any gaps between my lashes and the actual eyeshadow. So go back and forth, adding a little bit at a time. Then switching to a pencil brush and Stealth, and I'm going to soften out the edges of that darker gray and just kind of pull it down a little bit, because that's what I prefer, but you can keep it closer to the root of the lash if that's what you like. And then again, more of the Unexpected for the lower lash line, just basically layering the same exact steps that we did on the upper eye area. You want to do that in the lower lash line. Then I'm taking this light color. This is a champagne color. It does have some shimmer, and I'm going to use that as my highlight, and I'm applying that with the MAC 239 brush, putting that in the inner corner and the brow bone. Sorry, I almost forgot what I was saying. And you can use a matte color or something more pinky, whatever you want. Then I'm tight lining with the L'Oreal Voluminous eyeliner. I will have it listed down below for you. It's a really nice rich black, just to create some more depth and smokiness with the eyes. And then of course we have to definitely add some concealer and clean this up. So I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I'm blending that out with a Sigma brush. I'm going to be setting the under eye area with my Dream Wonder powder by Maybelline, and I'm using a powder like puff sponge type of thing just to apply and just kind of like really press that into the under eye area, taking a little bit more and really getting underneath it, because that sort of poofy sponge doesn't really get all the way close to the lashes. Alright, so time for some liner. I'm using a gel liner by Maybelline. As you can see, I'm doing a very thick line with a nice cat eye to it. You don't have to do it so intense, but I am going to be wearing some false eyelashes, so I did the liner a little bit thicker, and I feel like the thicker the line, the better when it comes to really intense looks like this. But again, it's all by preference, and I'm using an angled brush by Zoeva. Alright, and then to finish the eyes, I'm using the Maybelline The Rocket Volume Mascara. I love this mascara. I'm going to give myself a generous coat. Not too much because I'm going in with some Demi Wispy lashes. These are by Salon Perfect. These are amazing. Then for blush, I'm going to be using the Instain blush by TheBalm in the shade Houndstooth. It's a little bit of a kind of like a plummy pink color. It's really, really nice. On camera, it looks a little bit brighter just because of all my lights, but it's a really nice shade, especially for this time of year. Then for some highlight, I'm going in with the Becca Cosmetics Champagne Pop highlighter, and I'm using a BH Cosmetics brush. This is more of like a, I don't know, like a foundation-y type of brush. And I'm applying a lot of this because I freaking love this. It's amazing. It's got a beautiful goldeny glow, and it's the perfect shade for every skin tone to use. So use your favorite highlight. I love this. I would recommend getting the Becca highlighters because they're the bomb. To kind of tie the whole look together, I'm going in with the NYX High Voltage Lipstick in Feline, which is a very dark vampy color. It is so beautiful, and I feel like it's the perfect fall dark lip. So that is the completed look. I know it's a little bit more labor intensive as far as the steps and lots of blending, but looks like this tend to need a lot of blending in order to look good. I actually had to take off this eye and refilm and redo it all over again because it was just kind of patchy. I don't know what happened. I think it might have been just my eyeshadow base, maybe, I don't know. But I had to start over because it was kind of like patchy, and these eyeshadows are very smooth and creamy, so I didn't want you guys to get the bad impression from it because it's really actually pretty good. So I like it. I think that this is definitely something that can be worn this time of year. Fall is right around the corner, winter of course, and I hope you guys enjoyed it because I had fun filming it. I had fun doing this and busting out the lashes. Haven't busted out the Demi Wispies in months, so it was great to get back into those. I will list everything down below in the description box of everything that I used, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Don't forget to like and thumbs up the video and leave your comments down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.